My friends, I need you to stop what you're doing right now because what I'm about to share with you could mean the difference between getting your full Social Security payment on February 10th or waiting weeks, wondering where your money is. I know how stressful it can be when you're counting on that direct deposit to hit your account so you can pay your bills, buy your groceries, and take care of the things that matter most. You've worked your entire life for these benefits, and you deserve to know exactly when that money is coming and how much you should expect to see in your bank account. Over the past few weeks, I've been hearing from so many of you who are confused about the new 26 payment schedule, worried about whether the recent COLA increase is actually showing up in your checks, and concerned about rumors floating around about benefit cuts or changes that nobody seems to be explaining clearly. Let me tell you something from my heart. I'm here because I care about you, and I want to make sure you have every single dollar you're entitled to. Today, we're going to sit down together, just like we're having coffee at your kitchen table, and I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know about the February 10th Social Security payment. We're going to talk about who exactly gets paid on this date, how much you should be receiving after the 2026 COLA adjustment, what might reduce your payment without you even knowing it, and the smart strategies you can use right now to protect and maximize your retirement income. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's make sure you're getting every penny you deserve. Now, before we dive into who gets paid on February 10th, I want to make sure we're all on the same page about how the Social Security Administration schedules these payments, because this is where a lot of confusion happens, and I don't want you to panic if your money doesn't arrive when you expected it. The Social Security Administration has a very specific payment schedule based on your birthday, and understanding this schedule is absolutely critical. If you started receiving Social Security benefits before May 1997, you're considered part of the old system, and your payment typically comes on the 3rd of every month regardless of your birthday. But if you started receiving benefits after May 1997, then your payment date depends entirely on the day you were born, and this is where February 10th comes into play. Let me break this down for you in the simplest way possible. If your birthday falls between the 1st and the 10th of any month, your Social Security payment arrives on the 2nd Wednesday of each month. If your birthday is between the 11th and the 20th, you get paid on the 3rd Wednesday. And if your birthday falls between the 21st and the 31st, your payment comes on the 4th Wednesday of the month. So when we talk about February 10th, we're specifically talking about that 2nd Wednesday payment, which means this payment is going to the folks whose birthdays fall between the 1st and 10th of the month. I know some of you might be thinking, well, my birthday is on the 8th, so I should definitely get paid on February 10th, and you're absolutely right, but only if you started receiving benefits after May 1997. Let me give you a real example, so this makes perfect sense. My friend Margaret, who lives right here in my community, was born on March 6, 1961, and she started collecting her Social Security retirement benefits in 2023 when she turned 62. Because her birthday falls on the 6th, which is between the 1st and 10th of the month, she gets her payment every single month on that 2nd Wednesday. So for February 2026, Margaret knows without a doubt that her money is hitting her bank account on February 10th. She doesn't have to worry or wonder or call the Social Security office 10 times. She knows her schedule. Now contrast that with her neighbor Tom, who was born on March 15th and started collecting benefits around the same time. Tom has to wait until the 3rd Wednesday of February, which would be February 17th, because his birthday falls in that 2nd group. Understanding your payment schedule eliminates so much anxiety, and I want you to circle these dates on your calendar so you know exactly when to expect your money. Now, let's talk about the numbers that really matter. How much money should you actually be seeing in your account when that February 10th payment arrives? The 2026 cost of living adjustment was 2.5%, and while that might not sound like a huge number, it actually adds up to real money that can help you keep pace with rising costs for food, medicine, and everything else. For the average Social Security retirement beneficiary, the monthly payment went from about $1,927 in 2025 to approximately $995 in 2026. That's an increase of roughly $49 per month, which comes out to nearly $600 more over the entire year. Now, if you're receiving the maximum Social Security benefit because you worked for many years at high earnings and waited until age 70 to claim, your payment could be as high as $508 per month in 2026. I want you to understand that these are the baseline numbers, but your actual payment might be different based on several factors we need to discuss. For those of you receiving Supplemental Security Income, or SSI, your payment also increased with the 2.5% COLA adjustment. The maximum federal SSI payment for an individual went up to $960 per month in 2026, while couples can receive up to $1,450. But here's something really important that a lot of people don't realize. SSI payments typically come on the first of the month, not on that second Wednesday schedule we just talked about. So if you're receiving SSI, you probably already got your February payment on February 1st. However, if you're receiving both Social Security and SSI, which many people do, then you need to understand that these payments come on different dates. The SSI comes first, and then your Social Security follows based on your birthday schedule. Now, my friends, I need to have a serious conversation with you about something that's affecting thousands of seniors right now, and that's benefit reductions that you might not even know about. I've talked to so many people who were shocked when their payment was lower than expected. And it breaks my heart because often these reductions are happening for reasons that could have been avoided or at least understood ahead of time. One of the most common reasons your payment might be reduced is because of Medicare Part B premiums being deducted directly from your Social Security check. In 2026, the standard Part B premium is $185 per month. And for most people, this comes right out of their Social Security payment before it even hits their bank account. So if you're expecting that $1,976 average payment, you're actually going to see closer to $1,991 after Medicare takes its share. This is completely legal and actually convenient for many people, but you need to factor it into your budget. Another thing that can reduce your payment is if you're still working while collecting Social Security and you haven't reached your full retirement age yet. The Social Security Administration has earnings limits, and if you exceed those limits, they're going to withhold some of your benefits. In 2026, if you're under full retirement age for the entire year, you can earn up to $23,400 before Social Security starts withholding $1 in benefits for every $2 you earn above that limit. I had a viewer named Robert who was 64 years old and working part-time at a hardware store making about $30,000 a year, and he couldn't understand why his Social Security check was reduced every month. Once we calculated it, he was earning about $6,600 over that limit, which meant Social Security was withholding $3,300 per year from his benefits. Understanding these rules ahead of time can help you make smarter decisions about how much to work or when to claim your benefits. Let me also tell you about something that's been catching a lot of people off guard, and that's benefit overpayments and clawbacks. The Social Security Administration has been aggressively going after what they claim are overpayments from previous years, and they're reducing current monthly payments to recover that money. Sometimes these overpayments happen because of administrative errors, changes in income that weren't reported, or benefits that continued after someone should have stopped receiving them. If Social Security determines you were overpaid, they can withhold up to 100% of your monthly payment until that debt is recovered, which can be absolutely devastating for people living on fixed incomes. The good news is that you have rights in this situation. You can request a waiver if you believe the overpayment wasn't your fault and repaying it would cause you financial hardship. You can also request a lower repayment amount, perhaps having them withhold only 10% of your monthly check instead of the full amount. If you receive a notice about an overpayment, don't ignore it. Contact Social Security immediately and ask about your options. Now let's talk about some positive things, because there are actually some hidden bonuses and credits that many seniors don't know they're eligible for, and claiming these could put hundreds of extra dollars in your pocket every single month. If you're a veteran or the spouse of a veteran, you might be eligible for VA benefits on top of your Social Security, and these programs don't reduce each other. The VA offers pension benefits for wartime veterans with limited income, and these can provide up to $1,150 per month for a veteran with one dependent, or up to $2,295 if you need aid and attendance for daily activities. I know a gentleman named Frank who served in Vietnam, and he was living solely on his $600 Social Security check until someone told him about VA benefits. After applying, he started receiving an additional $1,200 per month from the VA, which completely changed his quality of life. He could finally afford his medications, fix his car, and even take his wife out to dinner once in a while. Another thing many people don't realize is that If you're married and your spouse has a higher Social Security benefit than you do, you might be eligible for spousal benefits that are worth up to 50% of your spouse's full retirement amount. This doesn't reduce your spouse's benefit at all. It's simply an additional payment to help you as a couple. Similarly, if you're a widow or widower, you might be eligible for survivor benefits based on your deceased spouse's earnings record, and this benefit can be as high as 100% of what your spouse was receiving. I've seen so many situations where someone was collecting a small Social Security check based on their own work record when they could have been receiving much more by switching to survivor benefits. It's worth calling Social Security or visiting your local office to ask about this. Let's also discuss taxes, because this is another area where people get caught off guard. Your Social Security benefits might be taxable depending on your total income, and understanding this can help you plan better. If you're filing as an individual and your combined income, which includes half of your Social Security benefits plus all your other income, is between $25,000 and $34,000, then up to 50% of your Social Security benefits might be taxable. If your combined income is above $34,000, up to 85% could be taxable. For married couples filing jointly, those thresholds are $32,000 and $44,000. I know this sounds complicated, but the key point is that if you have other income sources like a pension, retirement account withdrawals, or investment income, you need to consider the tax implications. Some states also tax Social Security benefits, while others don't, so check your specific state rules. Now, my friends, let me share some smart strategies that can help you maximize your retirement and disability income, because knowledge is power, and these tips could make a real difference in your financial security. First, if you haven't reached age 70 yet and you're still working or have other income sources, seriously consider delaying your Social Security benefits. For every year you delay past your full retirement age up until age 70, your benefit increases by 8%, and that increase is permanent and applies to all your future cost of living adjustments. A person who would receive $2,000 per month at their full retirement age of 67 could receive $1,680 at age 70, and that extra $480 per month adds up to $5,160 per year for the rest of your life. Second, make absolutely sure you're taking advantage of all the tax deductions and credits available to seniors. The standard deduction for people over 65 is higher than for younger folks, and there are additional credits for things like medical expenses, which can be deducted if they exceed 7.5% of your adjusted gross income. Keep detailed records of all your medical costs, including premiums, prescriptions, doctor visits, and even mileage to medical appointments. Third, consider working with a benefits counselor or elder law attorney if your situation is complex. Many community organizations offer free benefits counseling for seniors, and these experts can help you identify programs you might qualify for, understand your Medicare options, and navigate the Social Security system. Sometimes spending a couple $100s for professional advice can result in thousands of dollars in additional benefits. Finally, my friends, mark your calendar for February 10th, and make sure you check your bank account to confirm that your payment arrived and that it's for the correct amount. If something doesn't look right, don't wait. Contact Social Security immediately, either by calling 1-800-772-1213 or by visiting your local Social Security office. You've earned these benefits through decades of hard work, and it's your right to receive every penny you're entitled to. Take care of yourselves, plan wisely, and know that I'm here to help you understand these complex systems so you can live your retirement with dignity and financial security.